Okay, let's go over the second part of or the continuance of the presentation in CP 599, and we're at slide 54, and we're talking about professional distinction. So first of all, professional distinction is not just one thing. It's multifactorial characteristics of a person within their profession or environment. In other words, it's what's gonna make you stand out. Um, so you need to show some kind of unique or above average, above others set of abilities and attributes. Um, so these may include, but it's not limited just to that. Every field might have different criterions. So it can be honors that you've received, academic and professional ordinations, degrees, certifications. Your work experience might be unique. Um, Scholarship abilities, field skills, clinical skills, and much more. It might be your personality. It's your ability to interview, your ability to present, your ability to analyze, critical thinking, your values, your morals, um, and your ability to conduct yourself under pressure, and so on and so forth. Um, so what we intend to utilize in order to achieve or try and have you achieve that professional distinction is a research that we've talked about, um, developing a CV, developing a resume, which is not the same, um, having you um, have a professional membership in a professional organization. It can be the ACSM, HAA, whatever. Um, Going to regional and national conferences, and you can see that in your assignments in the syllabus. It's right in there, so I'm assuming you're going to read the syllabus and see it there. Um, we're going to work with you on being able to present with a PowerPoint presentation. Our undergrad students have experienced that, and they know that it's not as easy as it seems. You'll definitely learn to appreciate your faculty in the past and future. Developing posters, portfolios, job interview skills, mock interviews, uh, peer-reviewed article publications that we've spoken about. You're going to have extensive clinical internships, both summing up to 600 hours, so 300 and 300, which is what you need in order to sit for the RCEP exam, and that's definitely a substantial amount of hours. We're going to prepare you for the RCEP exam. You have a full thesis option if you want to go down that route. Lots of hands-on components in the program, from 5 lab weeks that are very hectic, fully packed weeks here with us, and those 2 internships. Um, we are having the program accredited, so and I see no reason why we won't be. So that's also distinctive, because I don't know if you know, but right now there's only 8 programs at the master's degree level for applied exercise phys or clinical exercise phys that are accredited, and we intend to be number 9. When I say we, it's you and I and Jill and so on and so forth in the department. All right, let's talk a bit about the portfolio. The portfolio is actually a certain format, or there's different kinds of formats that allow you to present your work in a very structured way. It helps you as a tool to interview. It makes sure that you show your best work, your most compatible work to the job that you're seeking. It shows that you can plan. It shows that you can organize things, that you think ahead, and that's great. It's also a way to bring in your personality in a way. So it's a tool worth using. I'll just say that it is our experience and opinion that the portfolio is used more when you are entering a new place of work. I'm not sure that it's used everywhere, especially not in private companies, to be promoted after you're already in the system. And yet it's always good to maintain and keep as updated as possible. See? Just a second. Alright, so that's just a bit about the portfolio. I think that's kind of summarizes the points that I'm looking at the presentation. I'll just add that there's not one way of making a portfolio. By the way, there's many platforms online that you can register or are either free to create your portfolio, and they'll just walk you through it, and we'll probably give a few examples in future weeks. But there's more than one way to create your portfolio. It also depends what job you're interviewing to and what do you want to emphasize more than others. You have a video that I sent you a link of how an interview should not look like. So hopefully you'll take a look at it. Last point perhaps to talk about is the curriculum vitae versus the resume. They may be similar in some aspects, but they're not really used in the same manner. The easier part is probably the CV, the curriculum vitae. It is very extensive. You are not limited with words usually. People do not expect you to limit yourself, and you should give as much information as possible in a CV as to what you've done. Anything that you think is relevant. The major differences between the CV and the resume is the length, the content, and the purpose. The resume is usually 1 page long, perhaps 2. In some places, in some work places or interviews, 2 is already pushing it. The rule is that people that go over your resume usually either have or are requested to have a decision, kind of black or white, dichotomic, within 45 to 50 seconds. So that means that every word counts. It also means that a word can, give you an advantage, and the wrong word or phrase, term, can completely change flip the decision. Just a second. Okay. Both the resumes and the CVs are profession and field specific, position specific, but the CV is a bit less position specific. Usually in the resume you highlight the points that are most important to this position, whereas the CV has everything and way more information. The format of a resume is more bullets. Things are more summarized. For instance, instead of writing every degree that you have in every profession, you might write your most recent degree. You might write your areas of expertise. Instead of presenting in your CV every article that you've published, in the resume you'll simply write how many do you have published, and so on and so forth. I think that the CV, sorry, is probably used way more extensively outside of the U.S. The U.S. uses more resumes than CVs, but both might be requested. Let's see. The most traditional kinds of positions that you'd use a CV for would be international positions, obviously, because I said outside of Canada and the US, the CV is used more. Academic positions are definitely using CVs. Educational positions, scientific positions, medical positions, research positions, and when you're applying for fellowships and grants. What else? Well, that's about it for this week. So that's what we have for this week with the presentation. I urge you once more to start communicating with me regarding your research. I'll upload a few things, and I expect you to take a look at them. Have a great day.